Hello friends and welcome back to another video. In my hand is the Chinese Famicom, the Xiaobawang SB926, releasing in 1995, 12 years after the success of the Famicom in Japan. In China, these Chinese English study keyboards were a pretty big deal because back in the 80s and 90s, video games in China were quite expensive. So, they have these Famiclones. That's actually the original receipt here, dating back to 1995, shows that this one was purchased for around 460 yuan, compared to the Famicom for sale here in China for 1,500 yuan. That was a lot of money back in the day. And so this company Subor came out with this Chinese English learning machine, and it actually played Famicom cartridges as well. So all you needed to do was convince your parents to get you one of these, and you were on your way to classic gaming, or back then it was just called modern gaming. Let's take a look at the contents of what's inside, with Jackie Chan as the spokesperson. The original receipt from 1995, the Xiaobawang, that sold for 460 yuan. We have a receipt for something completely different. Next up, you've got the user's manual, the Yonghu Zhinan, or the user's compass. The Chinese English learning study machine. Oh, alright, so this kind of just shows the games that are included on the cartridge. Advert with Jackie Chan again as the spokesperson. And again, just kind of shows the games. Now here's the meat and potatoes right here. Here is the keyboard itself. I actually took it apart and cleaned it pretty well the other day. Here's the cartridge slot that fits any of these kind of Famicom games. Here's the game that's included. It includes 8 learning games. That just kind of teaches you how to input Chinese characters using the Wubi method. Got 2 controllers. This is actually the first person controller. It's the only one that has the pause and select button. Over here is the second player controller that's missing those 2 buttons. And then over here we have the power plug. I don't know what kind of slot that is, maybe FGA or something. The second player controller you would plug in right here. Here's where you plug in the first player controller. On the back here, you've also got the audio, video, RF, and then the power. And it feels like a solid keyboard, actually. Like, it doesn't feel cheaply made at all. The buttons all feel like pretty nice to press down on. And if you notice here, we've got the pause, break, and reset. These are for the gaming function. And yeah, not a bad machine. These were all the rage back in the 90s. And I believe the SB926 was the latest model. There were 2 models preceding it, but yeah, here it is, the Chinese Famicom. As my wife is reminiscing on songs from a distant past, I'm just kind of flipping through the games of the cartridge that was included with this Xiaobawang. And these learning games, as someone who was raised in the US and Chinese as a second language, these are all quite difficult. And as a foreigner who has been learning Chinese as a second language for the last 7 years, this Wubi method was never actually taught to us, just because in this day and age, it's kind of irrelevant. With everything, you can just type pinyin, and then that will translate to the Chinese character. You can just choose it. But anyways, I like collecting old games and stuff and watching old movies just because it kind of feels like a living time capsule of a bygone era. And it's cool to see these things still come back to life when you want them to in the year of 2026. So friends, if you made it this far in the video, I thank you so much for watching. I've got a date with Jackie Chan and some gaming to do. Catch you guys on the next one. Peace.